Hey everybody, this is Fortune Kid, and I'm back with one more video in my tutorial series on how to play Weiss Schwarz. And there are a couple of things that I neglected to mention in the prior two videos. And one I'll demonstrate for you right now. So when we finished up the last video, the Madoka player had just finished attacking and all their characters were rested and the turn was passing to the Nisekoi player. So as you remember, the first thing you do on your turn is you stand any rested characters, then you draw, then you decide if you're going to clock, and the Nisekoi player is going to decide to clock this Raku card. They don't need that card right now, and then they're going to draw two additional cards. Now they are going to go into their main phase where they're going to play characters. They're going to move this Ruri here. So during your main phase you can move characters around. They're going to play this Kosaki in the middle, and this Kosaki is a 1 cost with a level 1 with 1 cost, and it's 6,000 power. So they're going to play that, and they're going to pay their 1 stock to play that card. And then over here they're going to play the level 0 5500, I'm sorry, the level 1 0 cost 5500. So this Kosaki card, it says if the number of cards in your stock is 4 or more, this card gets plus 1000. The Nisekoi player does not have any cards in their stock, so they're not getting the benefit of that. But the other thing that this card has is it has the Encore ability. So you'll see it says Encore. Put a character from your hand into your waiting room. And so I'll explain what that means. So right now, this Ruri card is 2500 versus this Homura, which is 2000. This Kosaki is 6500 because it's getting a 500 boost from this Kosaki versus 3500 for this Sayaka, which is 3000 plus the 500 from the Mame card. And this Koyosuke is 3,000. It's 2,500 plus the 500 from the Mame card. And this, the Nisekoi Girls card is at 6,000. It's 5,500 base power plus 500 from the Kosaki Assist card. So all of the power levels that the Nisekoi player has are sufficient to exceed all of the power levels that the Madoka player has. So the Nisekoi player now is going to finish their main phase, and now they're going to go into the climax phase. They are not going to play a climax phase, so now they're going to go into the attack phase, or yes, the attack phase. And the first thing you do is you declare what type of attack that this is going to be. Then there's the trigger step, the counter attack, the damage step, the battle step, and the encore step. So the Nisekoi player is going to start right here in the middle with this Kosaki card. It is a 1 soul card. This is going to be a frontal attack. So frontal attack means this character is attacking that character. It is 1 soul plus the trigger. There is no trigger on this card. This card becomes stock. So it's going to be 1 damage. The Nisekoi player could play a counter-attack card right now if they want to. I'm sorry, the Madoka player could play a counter-attack card right now if they are a counter card if they wanted to right now. And just for an example, here is a counter card, the Sayaka card. And you can tell it's a counter card because it has the little yellow fist. If they were to play this right now, you would get to use the backup ability. And the backup ability says pay 1 stock, choose one of your characters in battle, and it gets plus 2,000 power. But they're not going to do that, so it's going to be 1 damage. So the Madoka player takes 1 damage, they reveal a card, there's the 1 damage, that card goes in their clock. Now the battle strengths are compared, 6,500 beats 3,500, so this Sayaka card is reversed. And you put it in an inverted position like that to indicate that it is reversed. It is inverted for the Madoka player. Now the Ruri card will attack. It is going to be a frontal attack. The Ruri card is 1 soul plus the trigger. The Nisekoi player revealed a trigger in the corner of this Marika card, so it's going to be 2 damage. Again, the Madoka player is not going to play a counter, so 2 damage. 1, they revealed a climax card. The damage, you immediately stop revealing cards, and that damage is canceled. and that card goes in the discard pile. Now 2500 beats 2000, so this Homura card is reversed. And then lastly, the Nisekoi Girls card is going to attack the Koyosuke card. It's going to be a frontal attack. This is a 1 soul plus the trigger. There is no trigger on this card. This card becomes stock, and it's going to be 1 damage against the Madoka player. They are not playing a counterattack card, and there's the 1 damage. So that Madoka card goes in the clock as the 1 damage. 6000 beats 3000. The Koyosuke card is reversed. Okay? So at this point, the Nisekoi player is ending their battle step, and now they're in the encore step. The Nisekoi player does not have any reversed cards. They have no cards that they want to encore. The Madoka player does have 3 reversed characters, and there are 2 ways that you can bring a reversed character back for an encore. So first of all, when they're encore, that means that they are going to be sent to the waiting room. Okay? But you can save them when they go into the waiting room by encoring them. Now unfortunately, none of these 3 cards have the encore ability. Like remember, this Kosaki card had the encore ability where you could discard a character from your hand to encore this card. None of these cards have that ability, so the only way that the Madoka player could encore these cards is if they paid 3 stock. There's always a 3 stock encore rule in Weiss. Unfortunately, the Madoka player does not have that much stock to pay, and they probably wouldn't do it anyway because none of these characters are that important to the Madoka player to keep them in play, so they're just going to let those characters go ahead and go to the waiting room. And that is what I wanted to demonstrate. What happens when there is a frontal attack and the opposing characters are reversed, and the ways that they can be encored. Okay, so that was the one thing I wanted to mention with that I neglected to mention in the last video. And then the other thing I neglected to mention is what happens when your draw deck is depleted. So let's do a sample scenario here. Let's say the Nisekoi player has 2 cards left in their draw deck. And let's say they begin their turn, they obviously stand their characters, and then they draw a card. They decide they want to clock this level 3 Shitogi, so they go ahead and clock it, and then they draw. Now they were supposed to draw 2 cards, they only drew 1. They still have to draw 1 more card. So what happens when your draw deck is exhausted, you take your discard pile or your waiting room, you shuffle it, and then your discard pile becomes your new draw pile. You finish the action that you were doing. In this case, the Nisekoi player needed to draw 1 more card, so they're going to go ahead and draw that card, and then they have to take what is called a refresh point of damage. And the refresh point of damage is simply taking the top card from your new draw deck and putting that in your clock, and that is what is called the refresh point of damage, and then the game continues on from there. Okay, so those were the 2 things that I neglected to mention in the last video, and of course they're very important to the game, but hopefully that adds a little bit more clarity. And like I said, again, please leave comments in the video. Let me know what I could have explained better or what I didn't do a good job of explaining at all. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a good day.